Welcome back, the Chalky Milk Gang podcast. We're just back, better than ever. Season 4, episode. It's probably like 6, I think. 52nd overall episode of the podcast. We're back after like a month of just like absolute absence, but excited to be here.
Excited to be back. I've really been missing this for my life, and I'm just pumped to be out here making content, drinking chalky milk with the boys.
True. It's too bad we have like lives, which kind of suck, like things to do. We want to do this, so we're doing it. And it kind of gets that simple. Let's freaking go. CMGs get back, baby.
We're back and better than ever, in fact. So
Absolutely. It's great. Happy to be here.
Dude, I want to jump right into the screw it's happy. I want to drink some chalky milk. And you know why I want to drink some chalky milk. So I got the best goddamn chalky milk that there is today. I am so excited. We don't have Promised Land up in Boston. We just don't. Like, it's not a thing that I've been able to find or anyway. But we have this. We have the whole milk version. Shout out to Nicole, my roommate. She did an Instacart order and got this over here, and I'm so pumped for it. It tastes so damn good. I was drinking it the other day. I was mixing it with some Baileys, and it was really, really, really good. So here's to some goddamn chalky milk.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ty, because I get Promised Land at Stop and Shop all the time.
We don't have a Stop and Shop in my area, so
Star Market
doesn't sell it. So
Oh no, I'm just saying that's the supermarket.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Last night, David Wangans and I had some Promised Land, and he was like, "Wow, this is good." And I was like, "Isn't it?"
Yeah, and this is good too. I mean, what else would I say? It's just phenomenal. It always has been. It always will be. Feeling a 9.5 today. Oh, so
pretty good.
Can I do mine next? Because I got something weird. It's not really chocolate milk, but it's like in the family. I got Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnamilk. And just it says low fat milk, right? It's not like Yoo-hoo, which is like a beverage. It's not milk. It says milk, but it's the best buy date is January of next year. And I got this like a month and a half ago. So I'm really just confused about how it's good for this long. And it kind of makes me concerned, but I'm so intrigued by this. Let's get a good pour going.
Yeah, I don't. That's not chocolate. What the hell?
That's milk.
I figured Cinnamilk, where else am I going to get to try it? It smells like exactly what you think it would smell like.
I don't have a whole lot of faith in that one. Well, I got to be honest.
It kind of tastes good.
Can that be considered chalky milk, though?
I don't think it can be considered chocolate milk.
It's not chalky milk, but I figured it's like chalky milk adjacent,
It can be adjacent. I mean,
yeah, we've had Yoo-hoo on here.
I feel like Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo is I feel like Yoo-hoo's a little more adjacent just because it's like brown in color. This is
actual milk.
Yeah, it's just.
Are you judging milk based on its color right now,
That's
Alex?
literally.
I mean, in regards to like chocolate milk, strawberry milk, whole milk, I guess yes, just because of chocolate milk is technically brown. It can be whatever. Total respect all throughout, but I mean that just looks like regular milk, and I'm sorry about it.
No,
and it's complete respect. It sounds like a great product. I'm just saying,
Yeah, so this isn't nobody's claiming this to be anything near chocolate milk.
Yeah,
it's just more interesting than regular milk, and who aren't we but interesting milk enthusiasts? It's how this
what is it like?
It really just tastes like you just had a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's milk, but kind of cinnamony. It's kind of good. This is better than the Snickers stuff, in my opinion, because this is a beverage. The Snickers thing was confusing and weird. This is exactly what you think it's going to be. I don't know how to rank this, though. I think it could be much more cinnamony. I think it's a little muted. It could be really striving for more. I'm gonna give this a 5.6 because I'm never gonna get this again because it's why would you want to no one's ever gonna just drink a bottle of this. That'd be psychotic behavior. But it's you want to get it once and try it, and it's all right, yeah, it's a good experience. That's all I have to say. I'd recommend everybody try it for themselves.
I'd say that's a professional review right there.
Yeah.
Especially because I thought it was going to be absolute garbage and it's not.
I guess that's fair. I still wouldn't try it. Thanks for the recommendation, but I appreciate where you're coming from.
Okay, actually, I have a question. So, like, how do you compare this to Snickers chocolate milk? I know it's like two different things, but they have like similar like sugary characteristics.
Yeah. They're both in like gimmick milks.
Okay.
I would say I like this better. And that's more just if this is modeled after something you can drink. So first off, it already makes more sense than a Snickers drink. Snickers has peanuts in it. And for me, like I was getting too much peanutness for me to be comfortable drinking it. Cause like, what are we doing here? This isn't a peanut beverage. So I like this better. But if you really like Snickers, go for that, I guess. But I think this is a better experience for like multiple reasons.
That's interesting. Yeah, Snickers is a 9.1. So
I don't know if our record
it's true, man. It's true.
Check the tapes, everybody.
All right, I gotta get mine from the fridge.
Wow.
Hype. Let's make it happen. Yeah, I wouldn't put like there either. Sorry. I mean, it's
both don't like
milk.
Snickers.
It can't be rated like a real one. That's not how it works. We don't give appraisals to fake chalky.
Out of gimmick milks, though, this would be in like 7 or 8 range. But out of like regular, not really.
Yeah, I get what you're saying anyway.
I think that's reasonable take. The fridge is like right next to the kitchen, which makes complete sense. So I got some chocolate milk from the dining hall. I think it's Mapleline Farms chocolate milk. So it's pretty good. I got in a cup because I'm built different and I'm sorry about it, but I'm just gonna.
Oh, doesn't even take off the lid.
That's so. I love the mug too. That's pretty.
Yeah, I mean anything on a Tuesday, right? We're filming on a Tuesday, so
yeah, we are.
You gotta respect it. But I got on this Game of Thrones mug that we have in the house because that's just how we're just gonna roll at this point. It's been a long day of just grind, so it's chocolate milk time. And yeah, it's gas. It's just like it's one of those beverages that you're gonna like sip on and be like, oh, that's pretty good. I mean, the art on this label right here is just unreal. Really just reminds you of just chocolate and like milk. So the art is unreal. It definitely is Mapleline Farms. And I honestly don't think I've had chocolate milk in 4 or 5 weeks. So I mean this tastes really good. I mean, like I feel like if I don't drink if I only drink chocolate milk when we're like reviewing the pod, you're doing like a guest review, it's probably a little healthier for me. So that's why I've been of absence. But I mean, this is hitting hard. This is absolutely a 9.4 like usual. I mean, when you drink chocolate milk, you should be going for like one of these. And one of what Tyler has. And don't get it twisted. Cinnamon toast crunch milk is milk.
It's definitely milk. Okay. That's about it.
It is milk. It is milk. It's a gimmick.
That's about it. That's the extent. It's milk. Yeah. We don't want to go any further with that one. No more to say.
I'm actually gonna go grab a secondary milk, so I'll be right back.
All right.
Secondary.
I was gonna say I love the art on the cup there. You were totally right.
It's good, right? Pretty good.
That whole time because on that, I'm pretty sure that was an animal. And guess what animal makes milk?
Chocolate.
A cow. Perfect. You're on the exact same page.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, a chocolate cow. That's obviously what we meant. We were linking up for that there.
Yeah.
And what was it? Cows are animals, just like whatever that was. So you're basically drinking a cup.
I mean, think about it. You know what I mean? Just like absolutely. Just you're right. Oh,
we're gonna go for the waiter pour.
Rocking with that best. Hey, T Big.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. What was it? I see. I never get a chance to have it. I know y'all are living in the promised land, but like this stuff is just when you haven't had it in a minute, it hits so well.
Promised land out of a wine glass because we're all out of normal glasses.
No, it's better that way. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, it reminds people like how fancy chocolate milk is.
Exactly. You really get a chance to open up those flavors and, just go into them, explore them.
So good.
Get to know the different notes and flavors and other flavors. So.
And some flavors also.
While you're,
flavors.
Sometimes there's flavors too.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know. But yeah, we all got our Choccy. We're all sitting, we're relaxing. Happy to be back. Today we wanted to sit down, talk a little bit about what was it? Kind of like what the bar scene has been like since we've got back from summer for the senior year. Obviously, it's been different everywhere we've been, just because it was not only are we at different colleges, but different schools are taking COVID precautions differently. We're figuring out how to enjoy all the different vibes, and we're seniors, so this is like a new thing, which is really cool.
Yeah, we're all seniors.
Mm-hmm. Good to be back in school.
Well, almost you. Well,
yeah.
We all don't just go to different colleges. We go to different universities too. So it's really just gonna be very different for all of us. Super different.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sorry about it, but I don't know. Will, what's the pub like? Is the pub still there?
Yeah, so it is still there. But as with every year, especially this year, due to the nature of social life sort of returning, the first week I didn't go, but I had some friends that did go, and the line was absolutely ludicrously long because it was full of freshmen that were like, oh, let's go out, let's have fun. And sophomores, I'd imagine, that like didn't really get to do that last year. So you kind of like wait a month or two before you start going. I feel like it's more of a second semester thing because freshmen kind of like fiddle out. I have not gone, but it's still popping off. I haven't gone to Burn since school has started. But Bo has, and it's been fun. So I've heard. But it's definitely like the beginning of school. It kind of it's not as big because, people are figuring out like their club schedules, their class schedules. Freshmen got to get weeded out and just got to wait for them to stop going because then there's too many of them. Yeah.
Would you say like the pub and the Burn, they're like weed out classes for freshmen, like most majors
Absolutely.
have? Yep.
Pub for sure. It's got, everyone's like, let's go to pub, and then you go and you're like, oh, it's just a room with all the lights on, so it weeds them out.
Wait, that's so funny. It's just a room with all the lights on.
Pub is literally just a room and all of the lights are on. But that's why it's kind of sick.
It is kind of cool.
I kind
of loved it there.
The last Thursday before school started, I went to Burn and they like upgraded the music. You know how it was always those two guys? It was one of those guys, the guy with the hat, but like with kind of like an actual band around him. And it was a much better. It was actually the first time I've actually like had fun there. So that was cool. They like upgraded. I guess it was from just like a summer lull, and then they get more interesting over the school year.
That's pretty good. Is that no, you go, Tyler.
I was just gonna say I closed a door on my finger like 3 weeks ago, and it hasn't really started getting better yet, but it's kind of cool.
Oh my god. Please take that. Oh, I can't look at that.
That's painful, man.
We need like a content warning for that. Holy what was it? Like the clickbait title is like craziest
injury my finger.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yikes.
I've been taking a picture of it every day, and I'm gonna make a time lapse when it's done.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think it looks kind of entertaining, like a little scary, but like overall, like it is like a fashion trend.
It's also like I have now emotional attachment to this. Like when it's gone, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, I feel that.
You just have to paint the rest of your nails the same color. So.
Or I could just close a door on it again. It
I
hurt.
mean, that will hurt though. That'll hurt. That'll hurt.
It hurt so bad. It was like I had to like sit down for a second. I was just like,
Yeah, it's not gonna feel good.
Yeah, that looks like I don't know how.
it's
Oh
just
my
a
God.
bruise. This is literally just a bruise. That doesn't it doesn't hurt though.
I think I would have actually cried. Like I think I would have actually cried. I don't know how.
No, like, I don't know how I didn't. Just like tear. I think I was just like so surprised by it. I was like,
Oh,
I
it's
had
like
to
that thing
ice
where you
it,
go into shock because it's literally that.
basically. I was just like, I didn't know what was happening. Also, I had to ice it for a full like day and a half, or else it would hurt.
Oh my God, yeah. Is it? That's so much. That's so much.
Yeah.
Could you like or anything?
What?
Get work done?
This is before school started. But yeah, I was fine. I just like had a band-aid on it and was just icing it.
Big ice band-aid.
Yeah.
Big ice
Yeah.
band-aid.
I low-key have one more question about the burn though, if that's all right. My question is the big security guard guy there still? And number two, how is he doing? I miss him.
That guy with like he had the beard and like a pony.
Yeah, the beard, yeah.
Again, I haven't gone in a while, but I feel like he's probably still there. I think the last time I was there, he probably was still there.
Yeah. The guy works a tough job. It's a little crazy.
Honestly, it's crazy to me that the burn is as popular it is. Because like live music isn't like a thing that like I feel like a lot of kids are into unless it's like somebody you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's definitely an interest. Like it makes them stand out, and it makes Thursday sort of like the night to go. So but it doesn't like that's just my opinion.
It's interesting, and the fact that it works, I think, is actually pretty cool. Like it's just I'm a little surprised, and like I don't think I would like it as much if we had something similar over here at BU. But the fact that it's like a success story still, because it's like you want something that's like live and like authentic like that to still exist. So it's cool that it does.
Yeah, it's really just like something novel. It's like, well, why go on a Thursday to this random bar? Well, I don't know. They have a band. All right, yeah, let's go. And
then I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All of y'all are pretty familiar with the bar scene over at BU, but it's still going. What was it? Kind of just like the summer, like when I had y'all come down to this part of Boston with me. We have like a few bars that are pretty popular that people like to go to. A few more that I've heard of that I'll have to check out at some point that are in Alston and the Fenway area, which is where most of the bars that we are familiar with are. We don't have any quite like Will's where like the lights are on or like just like a lit room that's just there. We have like a lot of the places we go have like DJs and like dance floors, but then also bars. It's kind of like a club bar, which is cool. And then so that's been fun, and we don't have any like restrictions or anything, which is nice. The one thing I will say definitely holds true, kind of what you said, Will, is that first weekend is hectic as hell. And what's interesting is our bar, like one of our biggest bars called Tavern in the Square, with the unfortunate nickname Tits, because
it's just an acronym, man.
It's a good one.
See, all you guys already know this. I'm like explaining to the audience right now. But that's what that is. And what was it? They're actually pretty strict with like kids who are under 21 trying to get in. So it's really only like seniors in college and kids who are 21 that go. And so my point being is that when it was crazy crowded on the first day, I was not ready for it. Because it's like you'd expect it's only seniors, but I think every senior was there, every BU senior and a bunch of other kids, because the line was like all the way around the corner. It must have been like 2 hours long. And we got there at like 8:45. So like the night was just starting. We were shocked. I knew it was going to be long. I didn't know it'd be that long. So we just cut the line. All these people, I felt so bad. There were all these people just piled around the line, and we went to the back of the line. We were like, we're not waiting this, and we just like sort of snuck around. And it wasn't the most moral thing to do, but we did it and we got in, and we haven't had any problems since, because you get there at like 8 o'clock and then you're fine. So
I was gonna say like 8:45 is like pretty early for like getting in line. So the fact that like it was all like everyone had the same idea, it's kind of intense. That says a lot about that first weekend.
Yeah, even since then, the line really fills up by like 9:30. Like the place is crazy. And we usually just bail and go to other places. There's one big one called the Draft that y'all are familiar with. That's
Yeah,
also
that one's a good one.
but it isn't like the other ones I described. It's like they have like like pool and like darts, and it's kind of just like a normal freaking bar with like TVs and stuff.
Yeah.
And we just go there and hang out.
And it's a lot smaller too.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah. But the big party one is Tavern in the Square with all the lights, and like, yeah, it was freaking insane.
how's the ID scanner at the Draft doing? Is it doing well?
Oh, it's running. It's running. That's for sure.
I feel that. I feel very similarly to the Draft in the fact that there is a pool table and a darts thing in my basement. So, I mean, we're pretty much like the Draft's second location. So I feel like really
second round.
Yeah. It's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, that was a great spot to go to. Tyler's like Alston area has some great spots.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What was it? I mean, $2 pool is kind of unbeatable, especially when you're as good as pool as I am, where you can do the chip shots and like get it going. You know what I mean?
Oh, no way.
Pretty good at that. So
it's pretty good.
Humble flex.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get all right at it. I beat my roommate Brendan twice last night. That was pretty good.
No, that's legit. It's so hard too. Pool is like being able to be accurate with the cue is like incredibly difficult. But
yeah,
as you get into
for
it,
some people, Tyler,
it's a really good. The great part about the game is like it's easier and easier for you to as the other person gets ahead, it's easier for you to come back into the game to keep it like close and like tense. And then it comes out like a final shot where even on the last shot, if you like miss in a certain way, you just lose the entire game after getting all the way down there. Like that's awesome. You know what I mean? That's a good way to build like a dramatic game at like a bar, you know? It's like a fun one.
You're never really out of the game in pool, which is nice. And it makes it more fun if you're playing against somebody that's like better than you. It's like, well, you always have a chance.
Yep. Completely agreed. Yeah, outside of that, we're just having fun. We're enjoying ourselves over here. One of the greatest things about being at the school that I am is that there are always other places to go. So, there's a million other bars in downtown Boston, in uptown Boston. That's not a thing. In downtown Boston and all the different boroughs and areas, there's so much to explore, and definitely getting used to exploring. So
it's pretty good.
Yeah. How's the same up at UMass, Alex?
It's been pretty interesting. The first weekend, it was just straight up popping. Like it was just popping off. And it was a great time because I like turned 21 in March. And when we had the opportunity to go to the bars, there was just one bar open and it was like complete table seating. So I didn't really get the full experience. But I've now been to all of them. Despite my 10-day undisclosed absence, and it's been pretty good. I'd say UMass bar rankings right here, right now. Stackers is number 1. It's the best bar. Spoke is the easy number 2. There's this club bar. It's like a mix, like what Tyler's saying. It's like a club, but also kind of like a bar. Monkey Bar, pretty good. Shout out to my fellow Alku worker, DJ Bones, who DJs there sometimes, and he does a great job. And number 4 is McMurphy's, and they're all great. Like McMurphy's is not a bad bar; it's a great bar. But like after the first weekend, they made some more restrictions, so it's not like the same as the first weekend, but overall, I'd say it's pretty good. It's a fun time. It's really interesting, like seeing people that you like sort of know, and then they're like, "Oh my god, hi, how are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah. What's your name?" And that's pretty funny. But then I'll also see people that like I actually know, so it's pretty good.
I completely know what you're talking about, because now that all of the kids, we would go out over the summer and we go on my campus, but now that everybody's back, I bump into people. I'm like, "Oh my god, no way! Where have you been?"
Like, I say that too. I also say no way when I see people, which is pretty intense. One thing to also note about Amherst, it's like freshmen and sophomores, like they already know, like you do not try to get into the bar, because Amherst is just so strict. Like they have the black boxes, that you like, it goes in, scans for all the information. Like my roommate Ben Larson, his real New Hampshire ID did not work one time, so he had to get his passport. It was a crazy experience. It's proof that New Hampshire is not a state. So I mean, it's just like my Connecticut ID. And one thing that's really interesting about my ID, like Connecticut IDs, like they flop around, and some people look at my ID, like my friends, and they'll be like, why is it so floppy? But then like the guy at the bar looks at it, they're like, and then they're like, give it back to me. And I'm like, all right, pretty good, pretty easy. So it's pretty intense.
Yeah. That was something I was always worried about. It hasn't really happened for me. Like, I guess it's happened for you, but I always assumed like all the fake IDs are from Connecticut. I always assumed that anyway. So it's like I was always worried that people would be like see my ID, my real Connecticut, and be like, no, I already know it's fake. Get out. I'll be like, no, it's real. Which didn't that scenario never played out in my head, but I was always worried about that.
Okay, that's it. I've like practiced that situation in my head before.
Me too.
Like I'll think like before I go to the bar, and like the guy is just like, oh no, it's fake ID. I'm like, I'm going to call the police.
Yeah,
like it's a real ID. I've practiced that situation in my head, but it's never came close to happening.
Yeah. When we were in New York City for Gerard's birthday, one of the places we went to, I'd already gone into it, and then I left so I could use a bathroom in a different place because it would be faster. And I was trying to get back inside. He was like, it's a little yellow. Do you have a second form of ID? And I was like, what? No, it's real. And then he was like, pull up Facebook in front of me. So then I did. And I was like, my Facebook birthday it said 1999. And I was like, I made it when I was 12, so it's old. But either way, I would have been 21. So he was like, okay. Because also, I think with door guys, if you don't like shed fear at all, like they'll be like, oh, it's probably real. But if I started like freaking out, he would have like been like, no way. You know?
Oh yeah, that's the key.
But
you gotta be for real.
How is my ID too yellow? It's real. Like what? How is that? What?
Yeah,
I feel like that's not even like a like realistic thought. I mean,
no,
it's an identification card. Like it's,
yeah,
I don't know, weird thought.
It's also just like it's easier to be confident when you're actually 21. Like
yeah.
I feel like if we were some idiot kids with fake IDs being like, oh, this is real, then like it would come off as so disingenuous. But
yeah,
I'm really 21. Let me in, please.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Who are we messing with here? Let's just you know.
Exactly.
I mean, we're just all like, citizens, and we're all just like people that follow like the rules. So I mean, there's no reason to not let us in. It's that simple.
One thing I have discovered is that like, and now that I have access to like go to like all sorts of different places and bars and like stuff, I didn't realize how little people actually care about carding you. I'm shockingly, I've been carded like I get carded so much less than I thought I would now that I'm 21. Really? Like I go out, like I don't think any restaurant in this city has like asked for my ID, which like whatever. But it's like I always assumed that Boston is the strictest city, and like like they'll kill you, But I think the reality is it's just a reputation because of like the two like big BU bars are actually really strict like that, and then the rest of them just like don't care. So.
Yeah,
I wish they wish I had known that. It's less pressure. So
also Boston and Massachusetts, like it is like the statewide rules and citywide rules are more strict than other states and cities, but that doesn't mean people do them because it will lose them business if they're super annoying about it. But like, up in the air, it's like, oh no, they're super tired about it.
Yeah,
I guess it's like for like bars, like they gotta be really serious about it, just because like that they're bars. But I mean, like restaurants, like people are also just going there to get food, so they're not necessarily as much in the spotlight. So maybe that's the case. In Amherst, like it doesn't matter. I don't think I've ever not been carded around here, which means they think I'm young, so it's really great. But yeah.
I actually checked IDs at the restaurant I worked at sometimes.
Oh, no way.
Like Thursdays and Fridays, like people would come into the bar and it would just get so packed. So they would start being like checking IDs at the door around 8 o'clock. So the bartenders wouldn't have to, because then they can just make drinks faster. And there's supposed to be door guys, but like sometimes there weren't. And so I would just check IDs, and it was kind of fun. And
That sounds fun.
like, because also at this restaurant, it's not known to be like an underage place. So like, you know, most of the IDs we got probably real. But it was definitely interesting because I was like, I just looked birthday, expiration date, good enough for me.
Yeah, you get to be like the, you know, the big bouncer at the front door.
You get to be the bouncer at Burn.
Dude, for sure. Just ask people their zip codes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, one of my funniest stories was the first weekend we wanted to go to Tavern in the Square. All of my friends got ready, right? We all went out and we like got there as early as we can. We cut the line, like I said. We finally get up to the front. We still had to wait like half an hour. And we're all like going in. He's checking everybody's IDs one by one, the bouncer, and he stops like the last friend. He stopped my friend Henry, and he's like, "Wait, hold on. Let me lift up your shirt. Let me see your pants." And he lifts up his shirt and he sees his pants. He's like, "No, you're not wearing belt loops. You're not allowed to come in." Like,
what?
He didn't let him in because he wasn't wearing like belt loops, like loops on his pants where you slide your belt through. He's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Sorry, dude. If you want to come back, I'll let you to the front of the line if you go change, but you're not getting in." So
Wait,
like,
was this at Tits?
this is at Tavern in the Square.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, like,
Not a place that can do that.
It was just so surprising because it's like what? Like, who? This is a bar. Who cares? But apparently there was a dress code. And so we went back next week and we were like, okay, that's stupid. And we go back. And again, one of my friends forgot about it, even though it was like the funniest thing. And he didn't wear belt loops. This is my other friend, Dan. And he did the same thing to him. And it was the same bouncer too, who was like, "Oh, no, you're not wearing belt loops. Sorry, you can't come in." It was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
It's just, part of it is it's so stupid because it's a bar. Why would you have a dress code? But it's funnier because Dan freaking forgot. It's like, shows it. What's that saying? Like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on. No, it's the reverse.
It's like what George Bush said.
Fool me, you can't get fooled again.
Yeah, exactly.
Bushes.
Well, Dan did get fooled again, so so freaking dumb.
And I was like, wasn't it like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, or something?
Yeah, that's the actual.
Yeah. Bushisms are electric. He was like, at one point, he was like, "I believe the person and the fish can coexist peacefully." I mean, like, he's stating the facts. So I mean, like, there's no disrespect.
I think at one point he was told that 4 Brazilian people were killed in like a terrorist attack, and he said, "How many is a Brazilian?"
Are you serious? That's like not good. That's bad. That's a bad Bushism.
I'm completely lost.
That's awesome.
I don't know if that actually happened, but the fact that like it's believable, that's all that matters.
It could have happened. We don't really know.
We just don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
But overall, though, I think this is a great conversation about the bars. I mean, like, we now know a few things. We know that sometimes the bars are popping. Sometimes there's long lines in the bars. Sometimes they got the scanners. And sometimes you got to wear belt loops. Those are the big 4.
Dude, don't forget your freaking belt loops, please.
I'm actually wearing belt loops right now.
Yeah.
So always stay strapped with the belt loops.
Yeah.
We all got belt loops. Good.
The belt loop boys.
Yeah. Can't forget your belt loops, especially when you're going out. And definitely, I don't know. I think that was pretty good analysis. I agree. Always enjoy talking about that. We'd love to hear all of your bar experiences in the comments. Hit us up. This is one of the first episodes we made in like a month, so we want to get your feedback. Let us know what the bar scene is like at your school. Yeah, happy to be back.
Yeah,
Nice to be on the grind.
If you're not already, hit the link tree in the description. Follow us on all of your favorite podcast platforms and Instagram and YouTube.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get back on the grind. Depending on our Thanksgiving plans, I think it'd be epic if we make some non-podcast content around them because we might all be home.
That could be good.
Definitely down. We'll 100% make it happen. Keep the content machine rolling. It's been sputtering, but we'll try to give it some gas, pump it back up, and we will definitely keep you guys updated for sure.
Absolutely.
Happy to be back though, drinking Promise Land with the boys. And some chalky alternatives that are a little gross looking, but that's fine. That's fine. It's the effort that counts.
Big effort.
Experimenting out here.
Yeah.
But absolutely.
Anything else to add, guys?
Chima.
Till next time. See ya.